guys, welcome to Life Tips with Lucy. Um, Today I was really excited to go to the gel. We go to the gel once a week and talk to the women there. And I haven't been in like a few weeks, but it's been canceled the last couple weeks because when they don't have enough staff, we can't go in. Anyway, like I just enjoy going there so much because I feel like they're about my age, and I feel like I mess up all the time, like they do. So I feel like I can relate to them. So anyway, this is kind of what's going on in my day. But right now, I'm going to talk about conflict. So this is one of the pieces that I feel like I've messed up on pretty big recently in my life, and I've been processing that. So I'm going to share. I noticed two different main patterns with dealing with conflict, and one of the patterns are just giving people a lot of space and letting them calm down and just trying to avoid any confrontation. And I mean, we all know that usually when people are really, upset and worked up and in fight or flight mode, you can't really reason with them. So it's probably not a good time to work out the problem. But sometimes those people that just like to, gives people space and room, like they never really go back and address any issues. Once people are calmed down, they just kind of like, oh, well, they're calmed down, like we're good to go, keep going. And you think that the conflict would kind of disappear. And in some ways, it does. There's a lot of little things we have conflict about that it's not that prolonged big of an issue. But usually when we have conflict, it's like showing something else that's going on inside of us. And so if we never go back and try to address like, hey, what's going on, then it's probably going to just like keep popping up in all different areas of our life. So that's one way. And the other way of dealing with conflict is like, get to the bottom of it right now. Let's figure out what happened. One time, it's just a funny story. Like I was at one of my friend's house, and somehow the cat didn't get fed. And this is a really great family. Like I really appreciate them. We just have really a lot of great things, but it was just so much in their culture to dig down to every little problem that they spent like 10 minutes talking about why the cat didn't get fed, like trying to figure it out so it wouldn't happen again. I'm just like, who cares? Feed the cat, keep going. But like it was just a part of their family culture to like, let's get them out of this right now and figure out so that it doesn't happen again. Like they'd rather spend the time right now than having it happen every week or whatever. But anyway, so that's one way to deal with things, is like, okay, we need to understand what's going on. But like usually trying to like get to the bottom of it when people are really aggravated or stressed out is probably not a good idea. Like usually that makes things just more intense and bringing out the worst in the other person. So I've been thinking about, I was like, okay, there has to be a middle, to these two ways of dealing with conflict. And as I was thinking about that, it came to my mind what I just learned recently in going through some of Danny Silk's trainings. So he's wrote a lot of really good books about relationships. He wrote Keep Your Love On, Loving Our Kids on Purpose. You can check him out at lovelifeacademy.com, by the way. Anyway, so his trainings, he was talking about, when there's a conflict, when there's an aggravation, we need to talk about it. You can let people calm down and then talk about it. But when you talk about it, you're not really wanting to talk about all the facts that you did this and you did that. What you really want to communicate is what is going on inside of you. So a lot of times, through the conflict, we realize like, wait, like I'm not feeling God's love in a way that I should, or I'm really threatened by that thing. And so he talks about just how the goal of communication and relationship is understanding what is going on inside of the other person. And a lot of times we get hurt. Like life is stressful, life is hard. And so we get hurt and we're trying to protect ourselves. But a lot of times our natural mechanism for protecting ourselves is like being defensive and aggressive. Like we're trying to create space, like get away from me because I'm protecting myself, like as if we're a wild animal or something, like go away. So we do behaviors that are repulsive to people so that they get away from us so that we can be safe. But people are not, you know, we're a little bit higher creatures than most of the animals in the forest. And for us, relationship is very, very important for us. I mean, it is for animals too, but like it's vital for us to have good relationships to have a happy life. Like that's one of the very integral pieces. And so when we have the goal of like explaining to you what is going on inside of me, like how I'm experiencing life, versus trying to, letting ourselves be defensive and, have people run away. Like when we have that different goal of just telling people what's going on inside, like it eliminates a lot of stress and a lot of tension in our communication and helping to resolve problems. So anyway, that was actually a really big realization for me, because I struggle a little bit with like, okay, when I mess up, like God doesn't love me, or like I have to like earn all of the acceptance and approval and love that I get. And so usually I feel like I get along with people very well. I've had a lot of roommates, never any problems. But if you like, if there's something that's really stressing me out, or something, what he's, trying to say that I did something wrong and trying to convince me about it, like my natural mechanism is to get defensive, instead of, letting the other person know, like, hey, this is what's going on inside and this hurts a lot and I just can't. Anyway, so that's my biggest revelation and way in dealing with conflict, is just being honest with the other person and how you're experiencing things. But in order to really do that, like we really have to process what's going on inside, because a lot of times we react and we don't realize what's going on. So we kind of have to have some space to figure it out, or else we'll just start blaming, I did this because you did this. So anyway, so we want to bring out the best in people and other people and in ourselves. And but I'm kind of losing it. So yeah, if you have any comments about the best way that you deal with conflict, please post it below and let me know. I would love to hear about it. And I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks. Bye.